Market research is the process of planning, collecting, and analyzing data relevant to a marketing decision. When it comes to planning, it's about deciding beforehand what research is going to be done. When will the research be done? How is the research going to be done? And who is going to do it? It's an intellectual process which lays down the roadmap or the plan that the organization is going to follow. This is based on the organization's objective and develops various courses of action to try and gather the data required. Planning is thinking about what it is that we're trying to do and how best to achieve it. As they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. The most commonly used methods when it comes to collecting data would include looking at published articles or published literature. For example, online articles, newspapers, government publication. You can also collect data by conducting surveys. This can be done via email or via mail or even face-to-face. This also includes potentially doing interviews, which could be done by telephone, face-to-face, or in focus groups. Another really cool way of gathering data would be conducting observations, where you're looking at how people behave and what they actually do, and then documenting and recording the results. Where there are no real concrete ways of gathering data, you could potentially look at more innovative techniques, such as conducting your own experiments. Data analysis is defined as the process of cleaning, transforming, and modeling data to discover useful information. The purpose of data analysis is to extract useful information from the data and taking the decision based upon the data analysis conducted. This makes data analysis really important for businesses, as it allows businesses to understand problems facing an organization and to explore data in meaningful ways to try and solve some of these problems. Data in itself is merely facts and figures, but the process of analyzing it, organizing it, interpreting it, adding structure to it, and presenting the data into useful information, this provides context for good decision making. Market research improves the quality of decision making, helps trace problems, helps focus on importance of keeping customers, assists in understanding the marketplace and its trends, also helps gauge the perceived value of goods and services and customer service at large. Market research, there are many different ways of doing it, which we will be exploring a bit later. The key thing to remember is research is something that we need to do not only at the beginning of a project or at the middle of a project, but basically continually throughout the life of anything and everything that we're doing in marketing. The idea is very simple. The more we know, the better decisions we can make. As marketers, we rely on quality information to make decisions. In business in general, the more data we have, the better we can potentially analyze, and the better the information we get, which allows us to make better decisions, and hence serve our customers' needs and wants better, as well as be more competitive in the market overall. Information comes from a few different areas, which include marketing information systems, market intelligence, marketing research, as well as internal data and records. These four key areas that information, or in this case data, comes from, it helps us to support the decisions that we're going to make and come up with the overall conclusions. MIS refers to the systematic collection, analysis, interpretation, storage, and dissemination of marketing information from both the internal and external sources. Marketers use an MIS as a key tool for successful micro-marketing and integrates many different data sources, such as behavioral economics. Behavioral economics looks at the psychological insights into human behavior to explain economic decision-making. Also looks at social media feedback, so looking at, say, Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter to see what people are saying and the feedback that can be collected from it. Also looks at database marketing, so looking at the internal databases of organizations to project potential actions in the future. Looking deeper into the three factors of MIS, we're looking at behavioral economics, a review of people's rational and irrational behavior to better understand consumers' buying behavior. For example, why do people buy what they buy, but more from a behavioral perspective? So let's say Black Friday sales or Boxing Day sales. Now you think about this one logically, people are buying stuff throughout the year, but what is it about these 2 times the year that pushes people to buy even more? Is it rational, as in needed, hence going to go buy it? Or is it irrational? It's currently on sale, may need it, but I really want to buy it. Looking at social media feedback, the capture and interrogation of free-forming commentary regarding an organization's brand and product. So as a company, you would go online to social media such as Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and see what your potential customers or even your customers are saying about your products as well as your brand. And the last one, database marketing. This is where you're looking at the large computerized files that you have, i.e. records of your customers, to look for purchase patterns in particular. For example, as the weather starts to get warmer, are there certain products customers tend to stock up on? And as winter approaches, is there particular products your customers tend to stock up on? Now, all 3 of these allow marketers to come up with a better understanding of not only current requirements, but most certainly project future needs and future wants. As we continue, it's important to note virtually all organizations that have adopted the marketing concept engage in some market research, because it offers decision makers many benefits. Some companies spend millions on marketing research. Others, particularly smaller firms, conduct informal, limited scale research studies. At the end of the day, through this research that is conducted, whether formally, whether informally, whether using internal data or external data, whether looking at primary nor secondary data, the idea behind all of it is to help us get a better understanding of what's happening externally and thereby work out what we need to do internally, as in within our organization, to make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead of us.